I like to be able to hold the controller and not be not be Dance Raven. Alright, so I just made a little video on action layers, and in that video I was talking about how I don't personally like Gyro Always On. And I thought that was something worth expanding upon. I feel like, well, it's opposite of what I want. I like using the gyro as an aid to help and tweak my aiming, not the main way I'm aiming. And it's because you can't reset, like, it's hard to really explain. So I'm having to use the trackpad to constantly reset myself. Like, let's say this is where I want my default center, just holding the controller straight. Well, I'm actually at a little bit of an angle, so now I have to adjust myself. That's where I want. And every little move is tweaking. I guess I find it exhausting and counterintuitive to the way I like to play. So the easiest way, too, is like, alright, whatever, I'm in the menu, I get my mouse, I get my controller twisted somehow. I'm sitting in my lap, whatever. I get back into the game, I want to, like, well, that is where straight to the horizon should be, but it's not. Now I adjust myself, and I'm turning all the way around, and then I have to realign. So, I mean, it really is just a preference. Like, this feels crazy to me. I like to do right pad touch, which is sort of, I can give, maybe it's giving my eyes a rest from the fast movement. Like I can't watch competitive first-person, like, I can't watch Counter-Strike pros. It gives me a headache, because they're just, like, jerk, 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 super fast. And it, like, makes my eyes bug out. So I like to be able to, take my thumb off, take a break, move over here, and then I just want to use the gyro, move, this way, use the gyro a little bit. Now, just kind of on the topic of gyro, something that I've started to do a little bit is vertical scale. You can tweak that around, and that is also pretty useful on the trackpad. So, like, if I take that down, it is less, it's more refined going left and right than it is up and down. And then you do the same thing on the gyro. Or you can, I know there's one recommendation is to, I believe, put all left-right on the trackpad, and then use gyro for up and down. Which is kind of, I don't know, that's like, it might be good once you get used to it, but I feel like that's just starting out to, like, learning how to drive a clutch. Like, a little too crazy, and not something I'm going into here. This was more just to show why I don't personally like Gyro Always On. I prefer to be able to rebalance myself, then start using it. So I'm looking over here, and then I can get realigned. Whereas with Always On, it's the complete opposite. You're constantly tweaking all around, and then you're using the trackpad to adjust. Which, I suppose I can see people that think the whole thing is a ridiculous scam and don't like the controller at all. They just say the gyro is the clutch. I'm sorry. I got caught up in my automotive metaphors. The gyro is the crutch. That's the only thing that makes this controller great, because I'm right there. Like, I have said the gyro is one of the most amazing features of this controller, and I do stand by that. It's incredibly accurate and responsive. I don't personally like it always on. I do, however, like to put it always on down and aim down sight, because then it feels like, you know, you're just making little adjustments. But otherwise, I don't want this. It's too much. I prefer to rely on the trackpad, you know, tweak the trackpad to where I like it. You can get really accurate with that trackpad once you get used to it. And then use the gyro for the fine aiming down sights. So yeah, that's some rambling about Gyro Always On.